I probably used to be the man King D here, man. I'm coming back to y'all guys with another video about the Arcade1up series here, man. As you can see, man, I did, like I said, I did an overview of NBA Jam. Not my official review. I'll try to do that like again if you see my latest video. I'll try to do that tomorrow. But I'm gonna talk about the next Arcade1up cabinet that I want to purchase. So my brother-in-law sent me a text message. This is like a while back. I'm gonna say it was almost like maybe a month or two ago. He sent me a text message and he showed me a picture from actually Arcade1up Twitter, and they actually showed off the X-Men versus Street Fighter cabinet. Now a lot of people are calling it the X-Men, or a lot of people are calling it the Marvel Capcom cabinet, but I believe they're really calling it the X-Men vs. Street Fighter cabinet because everything I've seen in the artwork all resembles from X-Men vs. Street Fighter. That's the next one I really want. I know I looked at that shit so fucking much that I am already in love with that cabinet. That is an automatic buy. That's not even me fucking second guessing, not even thinking. That's automatic me buying that and recording it a day. So when that comes out, I'm stalking Walmart or I'm stalking fucking online. And that might be the one I might want to drop the additional 100 for if it comes to the store, just because, you know, I just said in my last video about NBA Jam, that's the one I might want to spend my additional extra 100 on, just because that Street Fighter versus, excuse me, X-Men versus Street Fighter, that was the one that made me get into fighting games. Like that was the game that opened my eyes to Street Fighter, to mostly the Street Fighter, like any fucking fighting game outside of that. Like that was the game. That was the number one game that made me say, yo, I gotta learn how to play this shit. And ever since then, that's where my fascination came from, fighting games, and it really came from X-Men vs. Street Fighter. And for me, that is the number one game that I am looking for. That's the number one game that I want. So anything else on that bitch is really is just obsolete. Now people will say, well, it also came with Marvel's Capcom. Obsolete. You know what I mean? It's because the only reason I really don't, why I don't care about Marvel's Capcom is because I still have it on my 360, so I can play that I can play it anytime, and I can get a match online right now, anytime playing that. So I'm not even stressing or thinking about playing Marvel's Capcom. It's just that X-Men versus Street Fighter, I definitely want. I cannot wait for that to come out, because that's the main thing I will be fucking playing. The main thing. I just cannot fucking wait. I'm not gonna lie. My team right now, Wolverine, because he is my favorite X-Men, and Ken, who was my favorite fucking goddamn solo fucking character out of Ryu and Ken. I think later on down the line, I think I was focusing more with fucking Ryu than Ken, like down the line of other Street Fighters. But yeah, that was always my team, yo. I'm going to go in with them too, and then I think I might switch up and go Cyclops and Wolverine, like that, and that might be my alternate fucking option. But yeah, that's the main thing I want. So and with this already having a light up marquee, I know that's gonna have a light up marquee. Oh hell yeah, I'm gonna be happy. You ain't gotta tell me nothing right now. This, could you give me this? You gonna give me that lit up? Yes. Yes. This everything about that is yes. The only problem I have with the actual system itself for the X-Men vs. Street Fighter cabinet, I wish that they did not give me X-Men Children of Atom. I don't want that. I feel like nobody really wants X-Men Children of Atom on their machine, especially if you have this here. That is a wasted game. It's because X-Men Children of Atom is on this, and I always thought that in my head, like, why are you giving me X-Men Children of Atom? I kept saying it anyway. I was like, why are you giving me that in this? You calling this the Marvel cabinet? I was like, if you're gonna give me a game, I was like, you can give me Marvel superheroes versus Street Fighter. Now that would have been perfect for this. You know what I mean? And the fact that you still not giving nobody that game is kind of mind boggling, because people calling that the next Marvel, or people calling that Marvel's Capcom. I would think you will put that in there instead of X-Men Children of Atom. Like, so I'm confused. If you want to make that the X-Men cabinet, because that's mostly what it's looking like. me tell what the games are real quick before I even go back into my rant. So here's the games on the cabinet, because I remember this hands down. Somebody I stared at this picture. You're getting X-Men Chosen Adam. This is on this. You're getting X-Men Mutant Apocalypse, which is weird because that was never an arcade game. That was only fucking. I don't. Last time I was checked, I don't ever believe it was an arcade game. It always was a Super Nintendo exclusive. So that's kind of a head scratcher. And then you also get X-Men versus Street Fighter, which is your third game, and then your fourth game will be Marvel versus Capcom. Yes, for the first time, you're actually getting 3 games out. You're actually getting 4 games out the deal. But, and my issue is, are you really getting fucking 4 games out the deal? I mean, it's 4 games to you if you don't have this. If you don't have this, then yeah, you can call it that you're actually getting 4 games out the deal. But for me, I'm only getting 3 games, and 3 games and 1 head scratcher, or 2 games and 1 head scratcher. So that's the only thing. Like a lot of people are really saying the same thing that I'm saying. We don't need X-Men Chosen Adam on this one. We don't need it. Get scrap that. I even said something on Twitter. I think I was just like, yo, we don't need no damn X-Men Chosen Adam. But I'm like, that's the one that if I already have it on here, I don't need it on that. Now, granted, okay, if they do the same aspects of NBA Jam, NBA Jam got Wi-Fi, yeah, I gotta say, yeah. Oh, now I can play fucking X-Men Chosen Adam on Wi-Fi versus, but I couldn't do that on this one. But and honestly, on this cabinet, I'm not gonna lie here, X-Men Chosen Adam is probably like my least played fucking one. Now I heard a lot of people actually said they actually brought this because of X-Men Chosen Adam. Now, me personally, you see why I brought it, because it's fucking playing. I brought it for Punisher. This is #1 game. I don't give a fuck. That's why I brought this, but for Punisher. But I'm just saying, like, and then fighting game wise, Marvel Superheroes is the main thing I fucking play, and that's the main thing my son plays. So yeah, so that's the only thing. But yeah, so hopefully, you know, I mean, we can talk about that soon. But I really wish they need to drop that. If you want to start calling this the Marvel cabinet or the Marvel's Capcom cabinet, you need to drop X-Men Chosen Adam, or at least drop maybe drop X-Men Mutant Apocalypse, which I never knew or heard of that being, like I say, an arcade side scroll beat 'em up. This is the side scroll beat 'em up was playing right now as Punisher, and the fact that I never knew that ever to be an arcade side scroll beat 'em up, and then now that's what you're putting into the cabinet, which is super weird. You know what I mean? So me, I'm cool with, I guess, everything else. Just don't do that. And please, if you're gonna fucking charge people money, again, I really don't care for the stool. I understand I said I'll buy the there's no money for the stool, but if they want to do something like really fucking super and additional for the X-Men versus Street Fighter cabinet, can you please give me Hamp or Sandwall buttons and sticks, please? Please, I really want to play with real quality buttons and sticks. Now, me and my girl here, we talked about it a lot at one point, and I said she goes, a lot of people don't know what they're getting into when they buy these. I'm like, yo, that's true. I mean, if you never been to a real arcade, never played on a real arcade machine, or if you're not like somebody like me who has tens of fucking goddamn fight sticks, you don't know what good quality feel like. And I feel like that's the issue that's already bugging me. Stop giving me cheap plastic shit that you're getting for discounted, and you're putting it in this, and you're charging me high premium fucking price for it. Because let's be real here. I'm gonna say it, like I said in my last video, I'm gonna say it again. Between NBA Jam and Turtles, I don't care for the stick, because it's not gonna get used and abused like that. But the buttons, yeah, that need to be replaced. But when it comes down to games like Mortal Kombat, which I don't have, what I was starting to get, and I just talked myself out of it. But shit like this, when I'm playing fucking Marvel, when I'm playing Marvel superheroes, when I'm playing X-Men Chosen Adam, like, I had to mod this because the buttons was shitty, the sticks was shitty. I actually had to put in sandbox fucking sticks and buttons, and also put up I forgot I'm getting this. So that's my issue. I mean, I don't have no problem doing it. But not everybody want to be opening their machines after they build it. They don't want to unscrew. They don't want to try to figure this out. They don't know where to get buttons and shit from. You know what I mean? So this already should already come in prepackaged. You already done did the light up marquee as now prepackaged because you're seeing a lot of people. If you look up actually Arcade1up mods, that's probably the number one thing a lot of people mod. It's actually between the buttons and sticks. And they also add a light up marquee. That's the number one thing. I think that's why they're doing this now, and it's going to start being a feature. So, come on, Arcade1up, get it done, get it going. Give us brand new, official sandwich buttons and sticks before fucking X-Men versus Street Fighter come out. That's what I want. All right, and if they do that, like I said, a special edition version I did with this one, but come with fucking sandwich buttons and sticks, because like I said, you're gonna put more damage on a 6-button layout trying to do moves and shit versus something like this with only 3 buttons, and you're probably not gonna slap and beat that hard like you would with an actual fight arcade machine. You know, I mean, I'm just saying, not everybody know how to do shit, but like it's childhood memory, so that's why they might buy it. But yeah, so. That's all I really want to say, YouTube, man. I really wish and hope they change X-Men Chosen add-on and take it off fucking the X-Men Street Fighter bundle or Marvel's Capcom bundle. That's what I'm hoping. A lot of people were screaming that they want, also before I cut the camera off, a lot of people were saying they want Marvel's Capcom 2 on there. I don't think that would happen. Let me tell you why I don't think that would happen. And here's the sad ignorant truth. And this is why I say it's a sad ignorant truth. I can see them doing this for real. Like, I can see them really coming out with a real official Marvel vs. Capcom cabinet. I'm gonna say it again. I feel like they're gonna come out with a real Marvel vs. Capcom official cabinet. And I guarantee you, on that real official cabinet, it will be Marvel's Capcom. No, it'll be Marvel Superheroes versus Street Fighter, Marvel versus Capcom, Marvel versus Capcom 2. That will be your fucking goddamn Arcade1up cabinet. I guarantee you. Now, I know a lot of people are saying they want Marvel Capcom 2 on that cabinet because that's what people are trying to call it, the Marvel Capcom 2 cabinet. Like I said, the artwork and everything I've seen is all fucking screaming X-Men versus Street Fighter. But I guarantee you, that's what the fuck they will do. Probably in the next wave or next year of Arcade1up. I see it happening. I see that being your official last Marvel hurrah, because that'll be your wrestling that you can put on there, because they're not gonna put on fucking Marvel. They're not gonna put on Marvel 3 on there, because I think that's too high a fucking graphic card and shit. That's fucking that was Xbox 360, so they're not gonna have the power to do that. A lot of these games are old generational games and shit. Like nothing extreme really has came out. But I can see that. I can see them doing it. I can really see them doing that next year. We're getting a Marvel fucking goddamn cabinet, official Marvel cabinet. It's gonna have the whole Marvel Capcom 2 fucking decal and all that shit on there. And I guarantee you, it's gonna have Marvel fucking Superheroes versus Street Fighter, Marvel's Capcom, and Marvel Capcom 2. And I guarantee you, when that happens, the internet will fucking break, because obviously, and I hope to God with that one too, they put sandwich buttons and sticks in that, and let that happen. I guarantee you, a lot of people will buy that. That will probably be the highest selling and sold out fucking goddamn Arcade1up of all time, just because already Marvel Capcom is 1130 fucking goddamn game in itself. But just putting fucking sandwich buttons and sticks, light up arcade style in your house, yeah. And then on top of that, you have Wi-Fi on it. Oh yeah, you would definitely know that will be sold out in like that. It'd be off the fucking shelf. Walmart wouldn't even fucking be able to even get that shit. I guarantee you, any special edition version will also be sold out, going within instance. I guarantee you. I'm calling it now. I'm saying they're going to do it, so y'all can sit here and quote me on it and say that I said it, because I know it's going to happen, and I know it's coming. I know it's coming. So yeah. So let's talk about it. That was bound to happen. So, all right, YouTube, man. It's your man King Day 1.